Hello, everybody, and welcome to Church at Home with Rachel for Wednesday, Ash Wednesday, the 18th of February. Today is a very important day in the church. It's a day that we begin the season of Lent, a season of repentance, a time when we slow down and take stock of what we've done in life that maybe we could have done better, the decisions we make that we need to change. It's a season in which we're called upon to reflect on who Jesus is in our lives and how we might live a better life closer to what Jesus is asking us to live. It is a season in which we spend a lot of time talking and listening about the story of Jesus on his journey to Jerusalem, um, leading up to the Last Supper and the night he spends in the Garden of Gethsemane and the trial with the scribes and Pharisees and the temple, and then with Pontius Pilate, and then of course Good Friday and Golgotha. Um, it's a tough season for many people, myself included. Every year, it's a really hard season. Part of that, I think, is because it's also the lengthening of days that we're out of the doldrums of the winter, where we're getting there. The days are getting longer, but we're anxious for spring. We're anxious for the sun to shine. We need the stronger rays of the sun from spring and summer to help us to get the vitamin D and to feel better. There's a natural the season of Lent seems to fit naturally with at least our part of the world, I find, in here in North America. Um, one of the things that I think I am going to intentionally be caring for myself is intentional attention to the world around me. Um, it can be really easy to get wrapped up in our own little lives, in our own little thinking, and our own little problems. And this Lent, I know that I need to look beyond me. Need to look into my diocese, into the congregations that I serve and I pray for, into the world that is the province of Manitoba in which I serve, into Canada and the world. And one of the things that I am becoming more and more aware of is the importance of paying attention to things even when they're hard. We have been living through the Olympics and the joy and the excitement of all of that, the disappointments when someone is injured or losses happen, and the incredible joy of just seeing Canadians doing well and being held up on the world stage with as leaders in the world. Um, and I think that's something that I'd like to talk about a little bit today. Um, a week ago, about a week ago, the world heard about the mass shooting in Tumbler Ridge, British Columbia, and how many people were killed and how many were injured. And there was lots of conversation on Facebook and social media about the person who perpetrated these killings and what their um, what who they were and why this might have happened. And there was an equal amount, I found anyway, of people coming back and saying it's not about who they were. This is about how do we reach out to the families? How do we bring consolation to the communities? How do we help recognize that the RCMP and the first responders who didn't hesitate but went in to try to save people's lives and to take the situation under control? There are so many things that we need to focus on rather than focusing on the one person, or laying blame, or starting using this as a purpose, as the impetus to hate. That's not okay. We can't be doing that. But something that was very powerful as well for me was the immediate response of the world to l- looking at Canada with care and compassion. There's been for quite a few weeks now a back and forth between Australia and New Zealand and even the UK, sort of saying, okay, Canada, we're going to bed. You take care. You watch over what's going on with respect to what's been happening in Minneapolis, United States, and you know that Canada will hold the light and do the praying and and just being sane up here while our brothers and sisters and siblings in the other side of the world in Australia, New Zealand go to bed, and then when they wake up, they tell us to go tuck ourselves in, and they get a cuppa to wake themselves up, and they'll take their watches on. Sorry. It didn't take very long after the news of Tumbler Ridge happened before the same thing was happening for us. The Australians, the New Zealanders, people in UK, Germany, other places in the world were acknowledging that Canada might have to take some time to take care of ourselves before we could take care of somebody else. So they took the helm. Other countries stepped up to say, "We see you, Canada. We see that this horrific, life-altering event has happened to your communities, to your country, and we stand with you, and we stand for you, and we will take over. You don't worry about the rest of the world for a little while. We'll pick up the slack. Will you take care of yourselves?" Our premiers stood up and spoke. Our prime minister delayed plans to go to Halifax and then overseas so he could take care of Canada. The House of Commons spoke in common, unlike anything we've seen recently, with both the leader, the prime minister, and the leader of the opposition both speaking in agreement that together we stand up for the people of Tumbler Ridge in British Columbia. The King Charles, sent a letter of consolation to our country. Other countries around the world sent condolences. And at the United Nations, Canada was lifted up in acknowledgement of what had happened. We need to pay attention to our own places, but also to the beauty and the hope that is in the rest of the world. It may seem like there's a hot mess happening to the south of us, and we might be concerned about the impact it has having on parts of Canada itself, but we need to pay even more attention to the truth that we do not stand alone. Our country isn't simply just a country. We are beginning to acknowledge around the world that we are siblings together in creation, that together we must work, and together we must support. As we head into this season of Lent, we need to hold on to that hope. We need to recognize that when we have the strength to hold the candle for those who are suffering in this world, we will, knowing that when it's time for us to sleep, down under they've got that they take the watch, and overseas they take the watch. And when we are unable as a people, as a country, as a community to take the watch ourselves, we can rest assured knowing that others will do so for us. We don't stand alone. You don't stand alone. We have each other. So let's work in this Lent on being intentionally work on being attentive to the incredible sense of community that is growing in our world, a sense of community that Lent encourages us to find. May we all know that when we can't hold the watch, others will do so. And when they can't, we will. God bless us all. God bless them all. God bless you.